Those of you that I haven't worked with in a while, Sergeant Deanna Greenlaw with our Media Relations Unit. And before I introduce Interim Police Chief Lynn, I want to go over a couple of things. So the first thing that I want to remind you guys is to make sure that you sign in the media sign-in sheet back by the front door where you came in. We will be sending a digital press packet to those listed on that sheet. In addition, that same press packet will be available on our website for any of your colleagues who did not have an opportunity to be here today. Next thing I'd like to go over is the internal affairs investigation into Officers Barrow and Chapman has been completed. That summary will also be available in that digital packet that you'll have access to. In reference to the status of Officer Coherence, he remains on administrative leave without pay, and that is pending the criminal investigation being conducted by the Broward State Attorney's Office. Now, we understand that you may have questions at the conclusion of today's press conference. However, due to the city being placed on notice regarding potential litigation, it would be inappropriate for any of us to comment on or to respond to your questions. Now I'd like to bring up Interim Chief Lynn.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Patrick Lynn, Interim Chief with the City of Fort Lauderdale Police Department. This afternoon, I will be debriefing the findings of the Internal Affairs investigation regarding Detective Ramos and the deployment of his less lethal munition on May 31st, and I will be reading to you from a prepared statement. The case has received considerable public attention, and the focus of this press conference is to outline the details revealed through our internal investigation and to publicly address Ms. Ratlieff. I have reviewed the investigation into Detective Ramos and realized this was an unfortunate incident. The incident, which occurred on May 31st, involved a protest in downtown Fort Lauderdale. This resulted in various internal affairs investigations into the actions of our police officers. Our Office of Internal Affairs has conducted an extensive review into these matters to include over 600 hours of investigative time. The review involved taking nearly 30 sworn statements, reviewing hundreds of hours of body-worn camera footage, several walkthroughs of the incident location, and soliciting the contracted service of an independent use of force expert. On May 31st, a large organized demonstration took place around 3 p.m. The march ended back at Huizenga Plaza at approximately 6:40 p.m. without any major incidents. Most demonstrators left the park while other people remained behind confronting police officers. Ultimately, a field force team was assembled and deployed to the area of Southeast 2nd Street and Southeast 1st Avenue. Detective Ramos was assigned to support this field force line wearing protective equipment and a gas mask. His specific assignment was as grenadier in possession of a department-issued extended range launcher capable of deploying less lethal foam projectiles. Detective Ramos identified and targeted an individual who hurled a projectile at our officers with the intent to cause them harm. The Internal Affairs investigation has determined that it was not Detective Ramos's intent to strike Ms. Ratlieff. Detective Ramos's actions warranted an internal review. Based on that and the external experts' review of the incident, Detective Ramos is exonerated. Although no violations of departmental policy were determined to have occurred, the department has made every effort to learn from this incident. Our intentions are, and always have been, to continuously evaluate how best to operate, especially during these difficult situations. Our community deserves quality police service, and the men and women of this department intend on delivering. We clearly understand this incident has deeply affected Ms. Ratlieff, our community, and our very own police department. It has called some to question the relationship between the Fort Lauderdale Police Department and the community that we so deeply care to protect. To our community, your expectations of us should be high. We have a difficult job to do which is impossible without your support. We look forward to learning from this and moving forward with you. We thank you for your support that you show us each and every day. To our police officers, your job has become increasingly difficult. We know you have chosen this profession for the right reason and come to work each day to make our community as safe as possible. It is important for all of you to know your command supports you, as do our city officials and city leadership. To Ms. Ratlieff, we have worked to gather all the facts of this case for a clear understanding of what occurred. On behalf of the men and women of the Fort Lauderdale Police Department, I want to express my sincerest apology for the experience you have had with our police department. That concludes my statement, and as you know, I'm not able to answer questions, so I will be turning this back over to Sergeant Greenwell. Sergeant?
Thank you, Chief. That's it. Thank you, guys. Like I said, we'll be sending out that digital packet to everyone who has signed in, and it will also be available on our website. Thank you very much.